It is Wednesday the 28th of November 2018. I'm in the goat house. The goat house which last night we were putting down pallets and putting down shredded paper for the goats for bedding to try and keep them off the damp. So it is continuing to rain. I'm also getting mugged by the goats at this minute. As we can see, we've got eating my jacket there. They seem to have come through this okay, because I'm going to just turn the camera around now, and as you can see, Spot is there on the pallet, and the shredded paper is still relatively dry. So that's good. That means that they've got a dry spot in here. The problem is, if we just sort of turn around and look out the garage at the allotment here, we're at the bottom of a slope, and I think in retrospect we built the goat house in the wrong place. Basically what's happening is that the water and the mud is just simply dribbling and flowing down the embankment towards the entrance of the goat house here, so we are going to have to be forever digging out the muck that gradually flows in here. I think we're going to have to reconsider this arrangement at some point, but it's going to have to stay in place for the winter. And I'm getting my coat is being assaulted this time by Sunny here. There you go. As you can see, they're also using the milking stand as well, but they've always used that because they like to sleep on there, normally huddled up as a group of 2 or 3, with the rest in the corner. And then Sunny is now trying to eat my trousers. Come on, off you go. Got paved areas out here as well. Well, I say paved, they're just paving stones on the ground, and it gives them some hard standing. But again, at this time of year with the rain, they're constantly getting covered in mud, so we're constantly having to sweep them down. As you can see, if you can step off the paved area here, you can see how muddy it is, not helped by the ducks. And then back onto another paved area here. But we're definitely going to have to get more paving stones down. Everything, however, is nice and dry in the big hen house. I was going to try and get them some privet this afternoon, but it's just too wet, so I've given them hay instead. I don't particularly want to do that because it's eating into our hay supply for the winter, and at the current rate that we're using it up because of this wet weather, then we're going to have to buy in more stocks, probably in early January. But at the minute they're on hay, so they are really chomping their way through it. It's nearly dark now, and it's not even 4 o'clock yet, so it's that time of year when there's not many daylight hours, and apart from the rain, it's also rather miserably cold. So we regularly put our light a fire in our stove back home, and it heats the entire house. And of course, we have a free fuel supply, which is the branches that we fed to the goats through the summer, or the branches that we're feeding them, that we are using as fuel now, were fed to them a year and a half ago, so they've had 1.5 years to dry out. So I'm just taking a batch back now because we're starting to get low on fuel back home. They're slightly damp on the outside at the moment, but once we put them in the house, they'll dry out within a day or so. Otherwise they're completely dry inside because they've been drying out. They've had 2 summers to dry out.